Hello, Carrie.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
Happy Doodle and Chat Wednesday.
I know. I'm glad that it's on Wednesday, and I'm glad I get to spend tonight with you.
Me too. I'm happy I get to spend the day with you too. I like that. Doodle and Chat Wednesday. Happy Doodle and Chat Wednesday.
Happy Doodle and Chat Wednesday.
We claim the day as ours.
I like it.
Me too.
Or any other day that we decide we need to have Doodle and Chat.
That's true, because any day is a good day for doodling and chatting, right?
That's right.
Yes. So it's the first Wednesday of the month.
Yes, it is.
I really do I really enjoy every Wednesday, but this one's a fun one too. Yes. So that means it's our Doodle and Chat, where we doodle and chat live about that month's classy one-pager.
Yep.
And it's April. And I know, whoop whoop. And we're doing something called overlapping shapes sketchnotes. So this is another one of those. Mandi and I saw this and we twisted and tweaked it to make it a sketchnoting idea. And we are just really excited to share it with everybody, right?
Yes, I love this one.
So why don't you give us, take us into this, let us know what we need to have in order to start.
You need a pen or a pencil, something to make your original shapes with, and paper. And then you want, depending on what you do with the activity, you might want another color. You might want a couple of other colors. You might want just a fine tip pen to write your sketch note part with. You could use color with that. You wouldn't have to. But you at least need one other color, maybe a few more.
Okay. And then once you're set with your pen and your paper, you need a topic, right? Or actually, probably, so the objective of this, right, is to get kids to use a single shape, or I would even argue multiple shapes, to set up the containers, right? The things that hold information on a sketch note. And so once that's set up, then students or you or people, right, can fill those containers with really anything. Images, we brainstormed Zentangles.
We did.
Colors, words. But you and I are super excited for this idea because it's a great way to preset a sketch note before you teach a lesson, right? But we also really like the regulation element of it.
We do.
So taking that first 2 or 3 minutes to create the sketch note really kind of brings a nice even level, to us before we start, right?
And then the filling in of the shapes with patterns, with whatever the shapes that you don't use at the end, kind of has a calming effect. So you wouldn't even have to do it the same day. You could start your sketch note with your containers and your information. And then later when you're reviewing, you could doodle in the empty boxes, and that has a calming effect.
Agreed. And so in order to show people this idea of overlapping shapes sketchnoting, we're going to run it like we would how we would want people to use it. So we'll start by turning on our cameras and setting up our sketchnote with shapes, right?
Yep.
And then we'll talk about a topic.
Yep.
What we can use to fill that with, and then we'll show people how that looks from that point forward, right?
Sounds good.
All right. Yay. So did you decide what shape you're going to use?
So when I did the one for our monthly newsletter, I used just the standard rectangle, and I loved the rectangle because it's really easy to put information in. So I think I would suggest for everybody doing this, maybe the first time, have people use rectangles or squares.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking maybe more of a rounded rectangle this time, or almost an oval shape.
Okay. And then I'll go ahead and stick with a square or rectangle too, because it's my first time doing it. I mean, my brain is saying, try circle, Carrie, but I think I'll stick with just the square idea for today. And then I can try something else at a different time.
Absolutely. I'm going to raise my camera up just a little bit so we can see my paper. Now, when I did this the last time, I did it portrait.
Yeah, I did turn my paper portrait because I knew that was the example you shared.
And so you wouldn't have to, though. I mean, we know that you don't have to. You can do landscape. It's your sketch note. It's however you want it to be.
100%. And I could also imagine too, like, you know, you have your to-do list up on the board. The kids know what you, maybe this is the second time you've done it. So you don't have to model it as much. It's just the exercise is doing it. A little bit of music, right? So now you've got some auditory going on. And then when the music's done, we're ready to move on to the next thing, right?
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah. All right. And so we can fill the page as much as we want, right? There's no...
And as big or as small as you want. So that's probably a conversation you would have with your students beforehand, however many boxes, because you want more boxes than you do information, because part of the relaxing part of this is going back in and just putting random designs in it afterwards.
Okay, awesome. And then, yeah, and then having room for shape. So if you think of a sketch note as a topic and 5 ideas usually, right?
Yep.
Ish. So that's 6. Then you'd need at least 6 more for an image. So that's 12. And then you'd want more. So you're like talking like 18 or 20 squares, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Are we ready?
Yeah, we'll just keep going until we feel like we're done filling. Yes?
Yep. Sounds good.
Okay. This camera is going to be the death of me. I think this is his last show.
Oh no.
Yes, I don't know. It doesn't have a name, so I can't tell it that it's almost done. But if it doesn't get its act together, it's going to be done here. It's blurry again. Very upsetting. I also am like, because this is my first time doing this, I also like this for like teaching depth perception.
Yeah.
And like overlapping. I mean, not that that is a really common thing that I teach with sketchnoting. Let's talk about depth perception with sketchnoting. But for your kiddos that draw more, oh, I like how some of those are more circly and some of them are, oh, that's nice.
Mine are they're kind of all over the place, but I'm going to go with it because it's making my heart happy. So that's all that matters.
Totally.
All right. Mine actually kind of looks like some funky, I don't know.
Like it almost reminds me of like a Zen rock pile.
It does. That's what I say, a funky rock pile. It's mine kind of reminds me of. So.
Well, I was even thinking too, because you know I love doing group sketchnoting in my classroom. I could even see kids doing this together.
Oh yeah.
So like you just have a big piece of paper.
Yep.
And you know you're all sitting around and you start just drawing shapes.
Yep.
Also, kind of I would imagine a low stakes way to teach some team building.
It would, because being the type of personality that I am with the drawing of the shapes, it would be really hard for me to let go of some of that control and let another person in a group draw shapes with me.
But then at the same time, it's only shapes, right?
Yeah.
So the level of error that you can make is really almost none, short of like refusing to try.
Also true. Also true.
It's looking fancy and it's just a bunch of shapes.
I know. I know.
Look at us go.
Yes.
All right. So our next step is to pick a topic, right?
Yes.
So it could be something from our imagination, just like any sketch note. It could be something that a lecture that we're listening to, something that we're reading, something we're watching, right?
Right.
And so you and I decided that we were just going to keep with the kind of calming aspect of things and just we're just going to doodle and chat about our days.
Yep.
Our day today.
Absolutely.
So we're going to fill our sketch notes. So these are all containers.
Yep.
That are things that hold information. I think I'm going to switch to a smaller pen.
Okay.
Are you going to stick with your big
flare? I think I might switch back and forth.
I wish I don't have a flare though. I wish I did. I mean, I have a buttload of pens down here, but I don't have a flare pen.
You know, my flare pens are all upstairs too.
Yeah, mine too.
So I use my flare pens all the time though.
I do have this Crayola one. I think I can use this one. It clicks.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not much thinner.
I have well, I guess I don't have that one in black.
Yeah. Oh well, I'm just gonna go with it.
I have one of these, and I don't know how to pronounce these. Is it Stabilo? They're the ones.
I'm terrible at that. Read. Oh, I have purple.
Stabilo. I don't know what these are. Anyway, this is one I'm gonna use. Okay.
Yeah, I got purple flare. We'll go with it. We'll see how it shows up on camera. So we're doing about our day, about my day. Ooh, that's terrible. They are not even going to be able to read it.
Oh,
that's okay. I will draw tiny. Okay, so today is, I'm going to pull Mandi and remember that I can turn my paper. Today is Wednesday. You going to put somewhere on there about your early start of your day? Did you just write that down?
I did.
Oh, we had hail this morning on my way to work.
Oh no.
And my Jeep has a soft top, and so as I'm driving, I'm like, they do test it for hail. They do test it for hail. They do test it for hail. Because all I can imagine is like the hail hitting my Jeep and like ripping open my Jeep as I'm driving it in the rain. And I'm like, it was such an irrational thought, but it was like, they tested for this. They tested for this. Please stop hailing. Please stop hailing.
Yep.
And then my husband calls to check on me. And so, it's raining, windy, hail. And he's like talking to me on the speakerphone. And he's like, and I started to talk back to him. He's like, I can't hear you. It's hailing. It's just like, oh, dude. And I just hung up on him. Like, what the heck, mister? Thanks for the tip.
It is hailing. You are correct. It is
like,
hailing.
I can't hear you. It's hailing. I'm like, no kidding. As I'm like this over the wheel trying to drive because it's also like torrential downpour. Leave me alone. I don't want to crash.
No kidding. Holy cow. Holy cow.
I have to say this spring weather is doing a number on my sinuses. I hope it's just a dry throat that I have happening.
So many kids.
I know. So you're doing the doodles and the images together. That's fun. I've started with just the word, or I just said the same thing. You are doing the doodles and the words together.
I am.
I like that.
Well, it's mostly just like the phone call because my daughter got a job offer today and then she called me. And so like the words kind of go with it.
Nice. I get what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. And so like, 6:45 a.m. and this one says agenda. And we learned about we learned about area when you don't have right triangles today. And
okay. Don't usually get to that math with the students that I work with, but we do get to area of right angled triangles. So frequent reminders of you have to use 0.5, you have to use 0.5, you have to use 0.5.
Yep.
It's a quiet doodle and chat today.
Well, and so just imagine, I mean, when your kids are engaged and
yep,
talk, like they're thinking about what they're going to write with this. I mean, I feel like anytime this involves like thinking about your day or thinking about your topic, that's going to happen.
Yeah. Oh dear. Tried to draw a camel. It's not a camel.
Please tell me how a camel came about your day.
Because it's hump day.
Because it's hump day. I love it.
But it's a cross between a hippo and a pig.
I love it.
It's a camel.
Cute.
Thank you. Maybe I'll need a camel character now. I love it. Tell me how a camel. Let's hear about that one, Carrie. And all I can think of is that Geico commercial because it's my favorite. Oh my goodness. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Day.
Guess what day it is?
I love that one.
Me too.
Oh, and you're filling it with a lot. So are you doing your shapes now?
I did. So I did words first. This is how I tend to go. And then I did an image per word ish. And now I'm trying to Zentangle thingy.
Yep. So just filling it in with some random shapes.
Yeah. But I mean, as we're doing this, like, you know, you've got your containers all set up. This is just also oozing for like the opportunity to color code. So like,
yeah,
color 5 of them yellow, and those are going to be our facts. Yeah. Or even just once kids get good at one shape, all the triangles will hold. I actually like color coding better. Shape coding would be kind of tricky, but
I think color coding on this would be fun.
Either pre or post, actually, right? So you could do it before, or now I want you to go in and color code or color yellow your top 3 favorite facts that you think you need to know, right?
Yeah. And so my thought for this, like with high school, because my high school students get really overwhelmed, especially when there are like some of our tests are like dual credit tests and they're kind of high stakes tests, you know, in the fact that it counts for their college grade, and they get really overwhelmed with that. And so my thought was, when I was creating the example one for this, was how cool would it be to have this as kind of a review, and then right before the test, they sit, and as they're drawing their shapes, they're also looking at the information on the screen. And so it's kind of a relaxation technique right before they take their test.
I love it. So when you say looking at the screen, what would they be looking at?
Or sorry, looking at their paper.
Okay.
Did I say screen? See, that's where my brain is today.
That's okay. Well, I was even thinking of too, you could go back to some of, you know, just some hardcore old school. I mean, it's old school, but I feel like it's still good stuff. Strategies of like, so you, for your kiddos, like they draw their shapes, right? And now pick 2 of your affirmations that you're going to write in here.
Yes. Yes.
I got this.
And they always write those on the board anyway. And so this would be, they too. They will write each other notes like before they take the test. Like they'll come in and they'll write, "You've got this. You can do that." I mean, they always come in and write that on the board. So,
oh, that's awesome that your class is like that. I love it.
Yeah. In calculus, they'd be like, "You got this, and don't forget plus C."
I do not know what that means, but I like it.
That's okay. It's funny. If you know calculus, it's funny. And so sometimes people would just come in and put plus C. And then like underneath it, they're like, "You rock." Like just things like that. It was a good time. It was a good time.
That is. You math nerds have funny jokes.
We are nerdy.
I mean that if anybody sees this video later and thinks I'm mean to nerds, I meant that in the nicest way.
I took it in the nicest way. I own the nerd. It's fine.
Yeah,
I don't mind it at all.
You and I are a pretty nerdy bunch on our own. Trying to channel all my Zentangle shapes.
Well, I'm doing the same shape.
How fun.
Over and over again, and it just makes me feel good about life. There's something about the repetitive motion of the exact same shape that's very calming. So I used the arches, just, you know, this like the circles or the arches in my rectangles, and it made me happy when I was doing it before. This has got kind of a little Easter egg vibe to it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I'm feeling this one, but I think my dog tried to just come visit me downstairs. She's like, hello, friend. I miss you down there.
I'm impressed that she can make it downstairs.
She doesn't always, and then she sometimes can't get back up and I have to carry her. A lot of times,
our friends that don't know Mandi's dog, she's deaf and blind, right?
She's deaf and blind. She sure is. Bless her little heart.
But she can smell you.
She can. I think she can see like outlines of things.
Uh-huh.
At least I think she can. You know, I don't know. Who knows with that dog? How's your inherited cat?
She's doing really good. I think her personality is really starting to come through.
Oh, good.
She gets the zoomies. She's so funny when we have a nice tree out one window that she can see the birds, lots of birds like that. And so she's got a nice little perch on another window. So when the birds start to fly around, she'll so there's our wall here where she sees the birds here, and then the stairs are like back here. She'll zoom up to the stairs and we'll hear her like crash into the glass up on the the mid first floor because there's like a windowsill. And then she'll sit on that windowsill, look at the birds, and then they must fly by. And so she chases them through our living room down the stairs. Like she can't see them. There's no window for her to see them, but she thinks she can. So she'll run up the stairs.
Funny. That's funny.
Crazy kid. But she also is funny because I think she's like kind of overwhelmed by our family because there's so many of us. And I think she loves each of us. So the more of us that are in one room, the better she is. But if we're all in different places, she's really uneasy about that because she does not know where to share her time.
Oh.
So like if we're in the living room, we try to sit on one couch because then she'll sit between us and it makes her feel good. But like, God bless her, right?
That's right. I didn't see James sneak in. James, hey.
I know.
I was just doodling away and James was sitting there.
Well, he just popped in.
Like
2 minutes ago or 4 minutes ago. He's our person with us today.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was very relaxing. Like I actually really enjoyed doing this and I liked adding the color to it and I just used the one color.
That is a sexy sketch note. That I love those patterns in that color. That is fun.
I'm pretty happy with how this turned out.
I'm really happy with this experience too. Like, what a solid way to introduce sketchnoting to kids. Like, I feel like this is so low stakes.
Yeah, it really is.
I mean, because you're giving them. I'm gonna remove my fancy encyclopedia stacks. What a low stakes way to introduce sketchnoting. You don't even really have to know what you're doing. Like people always say, I don't know how to start. Draw some repetitive shapes.
Yeah.
Fill them with words.
Yeah.
Add some pictures and you've got, you've got a sketch note, like boom, done. Yeah. And James has been here drawing, or he's been watching, he said. And he loves our idea. So we do too, James. And James is like an OG Doodle and Chat friend, isn't he?
Yes.
Yes.
And I bet he does things like this too. I've seen some of his doodles and
he's been doing he does the stress doodles, right?
He does.
Those are fabulous. And he's been fun. You and I have been talking about Sketch 50, which is going on right now in April, right? So if anybody's interested in trying to up their icon game, I guess you could say the little doodles game, search hashtag Sketch 50 on Instagram or on Twitter. And James has been doing some fun ones. He's got like his account, and then like I feel like it's his alter ego of like his art brain.
Yeah.
Stress doodles. And it's like this fusion of just really, it's fun to see.
Very cool. Like I said, I wanted to, and I've been really overwhelmed with everything, but I'm hoping this weekend to at least go catch up on seeing everybody's, because it's almost as fun to look at what everybody else does as it is to draw. But if I get some time this weekend, I might draw too.
I think you could probably do an overlapping shape sketch note and just fill in the days that you've missed. You probably could do 50 shapes. Although that would be really a lot.
That would be a lot of shapes. It sure would.
That would be a lot of containers. 50.
Yeah, it would.
So fun.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
So friends, if you were here with us and you doodled and chatted along with us, please be sure to share yours out on Twitter or Instagram using hashtag Doodle and Chat so we can see all the fun you have. Also be sure to, if you're interested in diving more into the overlapping sketchnote idea, Mandi and I have linked the put a link in the not comments, the section below, where people write stuff on YouTube. There's a link to the one pager if you want to print it out so you have like the full directions to get you going. And then we're also included all the other fun ways you can get involved with Doodle and Chat. We have our new April monthly on a different note sketch note idea where you listen to the song of the month, and this month it's One Republic's I Ain't Worried, which I'm excited to draw. I picked that one and it's kind of trendy, but I've been listening to it trying to be like, okay, I need images before I draw, so I'm excited to see what the song and how it connects with other people, but then also with us when we give it a try. And then we have Dr. Desiree Alexander joining us next Wednesday. Cannot wait.
I know, that's gonna be great.
For Doodle and Chat next Wednesday. I forget the date as always, but it'll be next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. What an amazing woman.
Yes.
We got to Doodle and Chat with her already live at IdeaCon.
We did.
And I mean, she's an amazing woman, super professional. But we sat down with her at IdeaCon, and what a wonderful personality we got. Like, who would have thought we'd talk zombies?
Yeah.
So I can't wait for like what the bull that knows is going to unleash for us next week when we get to Doodle and Chat with her live again for a longer period of time.
And all about her.
And all about her, special for just her.
Right.
All right, I think that's all the April so far, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of ways to doodle and chat. All right, everybody, we hope that you have a great week, and we will see you back here next Wednesday. Have a great night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.